This conference will now be recorded.
So interface. Interface is just a template. It is just a template which can implement polymorphism, which can implement multiple inheritance. But we don't want to go into that, but just understand the concept. So program is not important. So next is global class, guys. Okay. Let us try to understand the global class. So in global class, guys, class definition, class definition and class implementation or method implementation we have to do in SC24. So these two activities are carrying, we have to carry in SC24, guys. SC24 in the sense class builder and execution part. Execution part we need to do in SC38. So this is execution part. Means creation of objects, execution we have to do in SC38. So in one word I can say global class methods. So global classes you can call anywhere, guys. So global classes can be called anywhere in ABAP workbench. Anywhere you can call. So they are global in nature. So global in nature. Even AMDP class also, guys. AMDP class, you need to create a local class. AMDP class, you need to create a local class in HANA Studio. So in HANA Studio, it is a local class. But whenever you take this class in SC24, guys, in SC24, the same AMDP class in ABAP layer, it will become a global class. The same class is global class in ABAP layer, guys. In SC38, I'm talking about. Means in SC24. So remember these two are very important. So ABAP class, AMDP class, we need to create a local class in HANA Studio, and it becomes global when you go for ABAP layer, nothing but SC24. So let us see one small example of global class to try to understand this concept. Then we'll discuss about AMDP, guys. Straightforward, we'll start with AMDP. So I'm switching to HANA Studio. So you'll find VPN connections in real time. If you want to work, we have to start with VPN connection, guys. Already you know this one. So like this is our VPN, Cisco Connect. So we need to select connect option. So then it will be connected, guys. But whenever you are working, so whatever the VPN connection means desktop connection, whatever the IP address, I will be giving it to you. So that will not connect in the office network, guys. So if you are working with office network, the desktop connection, the remote desktop connection will not be connected. So you need to work in your local Wi-Fi, guys. Okay, local network. So select remote desktop. So provide your IP address, and you need to select this option called show options at bottom C. Select this button, show options, and you provide your username. Username, select connect button. At bottom, select connect button. And you need to provide password, guys. You need to provide password, select OK button. Select yes. This is certificates, guys, certificate installation. So select yes button. So automatically you will switch to remote desktop connection. And here you can work with AMDP, HANA, everything, guys. Even you can work with UEFI Fury also, Eclipse too. But before that, let us discuss global class, the simple concept, global class. So double click on your SAP logon. So select it. Already you know guys, if you are ABAPers, even if you are not no ABAP experience, it's not a problem. Just username, because you no need to do any programs guys. You no need to work with these programs. These programs you no need to practice, because AMDP, it's very simple guys, very simple classes, methods, you'll understand straightforward. It's not a difficult thing. So provide your password. So if you want to work with global class, so in previous demos, we discussed about local class. Local class means, so directly all the three sections, class definition, class implementation, and class execution, these three parts, we need to work. We need to work in SE38. We need to write the program in SE38. But global class definition part, we need to go for SE24 guys. So go to SE24. SE24 class builder. So provide any class name. So ZCL underscore global. Any name, your wish. ZCL underscore global. Provide any class name starting with Y or Z. Select create option. Select create option. Provide the description guys. Any short description, global class. Any short description, global class. Next, select enter option. This is for inheritance guys. This final checkbox. If you are selecting final checkbox, inheritance is not possible. Means you are stopping the inheritance. If you are deselecting this checkbox, system will allow to create new classes based on this class. Based on this global class, system will allow to create few more classes, but I'm not selecting. This is a final class. This is a final base class. Select enter option. Select local object. Now it's a simple demo guys. So first we'll select attributes. Select attributes tab. Fourth tab, select attributes. Provide result guys, res. Attribute as result, res. Any name, your wish. Result, res. Level, what type of attribute? Instance attribute. So here also we have different types of attributes. Instance, static, make it instance. Visibility private. Visibility private section. So this variable, it should not be accessed outside guys. Outside the class, we cannot access. So make it private. Only within this class, only this class methods, they can access this variable. Associated type integer. Associated type integer I. Now select methods tab. See guys, fifth tab, select methods. Methods tab. Provide the method calc, calc, calc. Calculation. Level, what type of method? What type of method? Static, instance method. Instance method. It's an instance method. So this method I will call with the help of class. So make it instance method. Visibility public. Visibility public, because I want to access this method outside the class in SE38. I want to access. Description not required. Description is not required. Your wish. You can provide any description. Simply provide any short description. Say global method. Now we want to provide parameters. So this method is carrying some parameters. So select that method. Place cursor on that method. Select parameters button. There only on the top you will find a button called parameters. Select parameters button. Now it will ask you parameters. So provide some parameters A, B. For doing addition guys, we require two parameters A and B. Type importing guys. So we have different types of parameters: importing, exporting, returning, blah blah blah. You can check. Apply F4. Importing parameters, exporting, changing, returning. So tables is outdated guys. So importing. In object oriented programming perspective, Tables is outdated now. So importing, guys. So here it will become exporting. Here it will become exporting. Okay. SE38 they will become exporting. Again importing. Integer. Associated type integer. Again integer. Integer parameters. So A, B, they are importing. SE38 in ABAP layer they will become exporting. So let us write the code, guys. Select methods. So these are the parameters. So first I define the method. Now I define the parameters. Now we need to provide implementation part. We need to implement that method. So no need to write syntaxes. Here advantage is what? We don't need to write much code, guys. Okay, coding is not much required. Navigation. Select methods button. Select methods button. See, these are the parameters and methods button. So you'll go back to the method. Double click on this method if you want to implement. Double click on calc method. Yes button. Simply, guys, very easy coding. So here only write the code. Result is equal to A plus B. Simple, guys, very easy. Result is equal to A plus B. Because res is an attribute. A and B are importing parameters. A and B are importing parameters. Simply write condition, write option, write addition value. Okay, result. Simple, guys. Activate. Select pretty printer and you can activate it. Done, guys. Okay, go back one time. F3, one time back. So still the class is inactive. Activate it. Activate the class. Now we need to consume this class in SE38 or somewhere else we want to consume this class or method, guys. Go to SE38. Go to SE38. Provide some program name. Select create button. Provide some title. Type. OK button. Yes. Local object. Just very easy, guys. And here you no need to write start of selection, guys. Here you no need to write start of selection. Why? Because here we have no definition. Here we have no implementation part, guys. So directly control goes to this place. Whenever you select clock symbol, whenever you select execute option, system will directly goes to this place itself. Here start of selection is not required. Just define your object. Just define your object. Set CL underscore global is your class name. Create your object. Create your object and call your methods. Call method, object name, same syntax, guys. Syntax is same. So you can directly goes to this place also for creating and calling this one pattern option. Pattern option. But in case of local class, this is not allowed. In case of local class, this is not allowed. So first I will show manually. See, call method, object name, method name. Method is calc. They are importing, guys. They are importing. Here it will become exporting. They are importing. Here it will become exporting. Same like local class. A, B. You can pass some parameters also to give some values. Parameters. X type I, Y type I, Y type I. So X value I am passing it to A, Y value I am passing it to B, guys. Enough. This is a program, guys. Very easy. Execute. So give some 900, say 800. So you should get 1700. Output as 1700. See. Addition value 1700. So this is how, guys, global class works. So same program I written in global in SE24, definition part and implementation part, guys. Definition part and implementation part. If you want the working of this program, it's very easy. And global classes are very important in object-oriented perspective. So here we are providing X, Y. So two input parameters. Now we are calling a method. Call method object name calc exporting. Two parameters in SE24. In SE24, they are A. Here it is X we are passing. There it is B. There we define as B. Here we are passing Y. Simple, guys. Awesome. Now in SE24, in class builder, just we are writing implementation section like method calc and method. And here we are writing result. It's a private variable. We cannot access outside. A plus B. Right. Addition value. See the result. Simple, guys. Okay. So from here, we are passing 400 or whatever it may be, 500, say 400. So from here, it will directly goes to execution, in the sense implementation part. From here, the control goes to this place. It will export these values to method, guys, to SE24. Here A will import. There X will export. Y will export. A will import. A will import 400. B will import. A will import 500. B will import 400. Result will become 900. And you will get the output, guys. Okay. This is how it is working global class. But you no need to write this much big program, guys. So whatever program in AMDP we are writing, so the same ABAP class you will get in SE24 like this. See, in SE24 you will get it here. See, guys, like this. These are all your AMDP classes. So they will become global class. You don't need to write any program. So this is your method. And this is all your syntax. This is how AMDP program works. We will discuss. Don't worry. This is called HANA SQL. Okay. This is your internal table. Here also in AMDP, we need to work with internal tables. And this is your HANA database. Because all this code directly executed in HANA database, guys. And what tables you are using in this program. The table names we have to write. What language you are using, SQL script. So all these things we need to write, guys. Okay. So that is the basics of object-oriented programming. Now let us straightforward. Let us start with AMDP. And whatever programs I discussed in the class, you no need to practice. Just you remember them, the concept. What is the syntax of a class? How to define a method? How to call a method? Like this. Simple concepts you understand. No need to practice the programs what I discussed in the class. Enough. Just to understand the concepts. Now let us start straightforward AMDP. Very important concept. So mostly 90% in companies, we are working with AMDP. AMDP stands for ABAP Managed Database Procedure. AMDP stands for ABAP Managed Database Procedure. As the name indicates, in abbreviation only, you will find everything, guys. So AMDP, it's a procedure. It is a procedure, no question about it. Procedure is like a subroutine, piece of code, guys. Okay, it's like a routine procedure. It's a procedure managed by ABAP. Managed by ABAP language means consumed in ABAP layer. Consumed in ABAP layer. So that is meaning of managed by ABAP. So AMDP, it's a procedure managed by ABAP or consumed in ABAP layer, executed in database, executed in HANA database. Simple, guys. So this is how the full form, how it goes. So AMDP is a procedure managed by ABAP, nothing but consumed in ABAP layer SE38, but executed in HANA database. That is a full form of AMDP, ABAP Managed Database Procedure. Now, before going to AMDP, we need to understand why AMDP in companies, guys. Why AMDP? What we are doing with AMDP, that we need to understand. This is a very important question which they will ask in interview. Why AMDP in real time? That is the first question will come into picture, guys. When ABAP is there, when you can write a code with ABAP in SE38, then why AMDP programs? Why AMDP class? So that we need to understand very clearly, guys. So let us try to understand the real-time scenarios. So before going into it, I want to discuss old car scenario and new car scenario, guys. Old car scenario and new car scenarios. Just it's a concept, okay? Old car scenario we used to call projects, new car scenario. Now see, suppose we have a company and this company has been implemented somewhere 2005, guys. So their SAP implementation, it has been done in the year 2005. Say it's a XYZ company. Now this XYZ company is currently working with Oracle database. They are working with MS SQL. I mean to say traditional database. They are working with some traditional database. Say Oracle or MS SQL. Now guys, because of its nature, already you know, from 2005, the company will be having large volume of data, guys. Large volume of data. Currently we are in 2020, almost we are in 2020, guys. 15 years, large volume of data. So definitely, guys, the system will take a lot of time for execution. The reports will take a lot of time, guys, and some reports will be kept in background. Suppose in that we have 2000 odd programs objects. In that company there are 2000 odd reports are there, or 2000 objects are there, guys. And out of these 2000 objects, some 200 objects are very slow, guys, very slow. And these reports, they are throwing dump, guys. They are throwing runtime errors, runtime exceptions. So they are kept in background. So such reports we are keeping in background, guys. We are keeping in background. But background scheduling is a drawback to user, guys, because he cannot execute in foreground. He cannot provide the desired input. He cannot get the desired output also. So that's why background scheduling is a big drawback in SAP. But there is no way, guys, because the report is very slow, we have to execute in background itself. Now the company decided, guys, to go for HANA implementation, to go for HANA database. So what they will do, now they will abandon this database called MS SQL. They will abandon this database. Actually, what is going on in some companies, what they will do, parallelly they will keep HANA database. Parallelly they will keep HANA database, guys. So immediately they will not abandon. Immediately they will not abandon MS SQL. So parallelly they will work with MS SQL, old database, as well as new database, guys. So this scenario you can call as old car scenario, guys. So this is called old car scenario. So in old car scenario, primary database is Oracle, primary database is MS SQL, guys. And we can call HANA is a secondary database. So in old car scenarios, so this scenario what we are working is an old car scenario. In old car scenario, primary database is MS SQL, Oracle, etc. and HANA is a secondary database. So after some time, guys, when company will understand, no, this HANA, because HANA is a new database. HANA is a completely new database. So immediately they cannot abandon MS SQL. Immediately they cannot abandon. So they will work simultaneously with MS SQL as well as HANA database. But over a period of time, the company will understand, okay, now it is fine. HANA database is working fine for us. So what they will do, they will abandon this database. They will abandon this database now called MS SQL and they will provide HANA database as a box. Now, this is called new car scenario. So new car scenarios, primary database is HANA itself, guys. In new car scenarios, the primary database is HANA database, guys. So this is old car scenario and new car scenario, guys. Now what I am doing, I am going for HANA database. My backend is HANA database, guys. So what we need to do, all the 200 programs which are very slow in nature now. So those we need to convert, guys, in AMDP, guys. So such programs will convert into AMDP, guys. So I can say such programs we have to rewrite. I can say we need to rewrite into AMDP, guys. AMDP will rewrite. Okay. So that is HANA. That is AMDP. We are working in companies. So in real time, the reports which are very big in nature, which are taking a lot of time. So in greenfield implementation projects or HANA implementation projects, so such programs which are kept in background and taking a lot of time, guys, we will rewrite such programs in AMDP concept. So that is a major use of AMDP we are using in companies.
Yes, actually, there are questions here. So we have SAP GUI, and then R3 box, we have SAP GUI, presentation layer, then application layer, then HANA database, right? That is one.
Correct.
Other one is SAP, then AMDP, then HANA database, right?
Yeah.
So where this program sitting, all this objects program, is it?
Yeah, I'm coming to that point. Now listen carefully. Your point only. See, now what will happen? Out of 2000 reports, 200 we are going to convert into AMDP. 200 programs, whatever it may be, 500 or 600, whatever it may be. I'm giving some more example. Now remaining 1800 programs, they are continue to run in ABAP. They are continue to run in ABAP only, guys. So they are ABAP programs itself. So they will continue to run as usual, guys. So I can say the programs which we are rewriting in AMDP, that we are going to write in HANA Studio. And they are executed directly in HANA database. This is called code push down approach. Code push down means we are pushing the entire code in database layer itself. This is called code push down approach, guys. Means directly all the program in AMDP is not going to be executed in ABAP layer. Means application layer, they will not be executed. Directly they are pushed, or directly the code execution is done in HANA database, guys. Again, network traffic, like in R3 architecture. In R3 architecture, application layer, go to application layer. From application layer, again go to database layer. This entire network traffic will not take place. This entire execution, again application layer, application to DB layer. DB layer will provide the response. Again processing will take place in application layer, then it will give to presentation. So this entire procedure is not required, guys. So in AMDP, directly your entire code is pushed to database layer itself. So that's why here we are writing completely select statements only, because your code execution in the HANA database. So no need of loops. Here looping, all those things are not required. So we need to write only select statements. Select statements in the sense HANA SQL we need to follow, SQL script. We need to follow SQL scripting, guys, here. So here there is no concept of ABAP layer, guys. The entire code is pushed down directly to HANA database. So R3 architecture is not going to come into picture. So you may be thinking now, what about ABAP? What is the fate of ABAP? So ABAP will be there, guys. So remaining 1800 programs, ABAP support is required. ABAP support is must, guys. And remaining 200 programs we are converting into AMDP, means HANA, guys. So here both ABAPers and AMDP means ABAP developers. ABAP developers are required, and HANA developers, AMDP developers, HANA technical consultants, they are also required, guys. So both are required. So instead of taking new consultants, instead of hiring new HANA consultants, within the project itself, they will ask ABAPers. They will ask ABAPers whether you know HANA or not, whether you know AMDP or not. So if you are saying, no, I don't know AMDP, you will be kept in bench. This is happening with my students. So they asked whether you know AMDP or not. They kept in bench. So that's why I'm telling you, you should know, you should be ready to learn everything, guys. Now, if you say AMDP, I know ABAP on HANA, I know CDS, I know HANA SQL, SQL scripting, I know modeling, guys. They will be kept in project. So you'll get a project now immediately. So here we need to provide support for ABAP itself as well as AMDP as well as HANA, guys. So that's why I'm calling. That's why I'm saying ABAP will be there. ABAP support will continue. Plus AMDP support. In the sense, HANA support will also continue, guys. This is how we are working in projects. So the projects, the objects which are in background, we are going to convert, or with the projects, the objects which are very slow in the project, we are going to convert into AMDP. But execution, guys, consumption will be done in ABAP layer itself, guys. They are consumed in SE38 itself. But execution, previously they are executed in application layer. Now they are executed directly in HANA database. That is the only difference which is going on, guys. So previously the report is executed at this place. At this place it is executed in application layer. Because of its nature, guys, it doesn't support in-memory database. It doesn't support columnar approach. It doesn't support massive parallel processing. So that's why the report is very slow. We will convert into AMDP, guys, and we will execute in HANA database directly. And it is million times faster, guys. The report will be million times faster than which we are executing previously, guys. So that is a major use of AMDP in companies, guys. Any question? Still any question?
You can see the output that whatever the 200 objects we.
Yeah, it is in SE38 only. We will consume in SE38. Consumption will be in SE38. Yeah, that is same. That consumption I'm talking about. Calling part I'm telling you. Calling part. Will calling
reporting part.
Sorry.
AMDP will be only for reporting.
For reporting everything. AMDP, baddies also, enhancements also. It is for everything. Everything we are converting into AMDP.
Sir, means in company all are talking about AMDP view and CDS view. Then what is the difference? Means why we need two things, AMDP and CDS?
That I will discuss, yes, because it's too early. CDS is old approach. Actually, we have three concepts: external views, we have CDS, then we have AMDP. External view is completely outdated. This is olden days, guys. When HANA came 2010, 2011, we used to work. It's an old approach. It's a simply view, external view, but it's not sufficient. Then CDS came, guys. CDS is just a dictionary view. CDS is just a dictionary view. Like in ABAP, we have view concept. View concept like database view. But here you can do calculation also. On top of this dictionary view, you can do own calculations. You can process the data, blah, blah, blah. But CDS is again outdated, guys. It's obsolete. I can say people are working in some projects, they are working with CDS like extension in Fiori applications. If you want to do some extensions, if you want to do some enhancements, if you want to add some extra fields in CDS, in Fiori applications, we are using CDS. Annotations, okay? CDS annotations are important. AMDP is completely new concept. So this is advanced to the CDS, guys. Completely based on object-oriented approach. It is completely object-oriented approach. So currently in companies, mostly projects, all projects, we are working in AMDP itself. We'll discuss, okay? CDS will come into picture at that time, I'll tell you. Any other question?
Rashidhar, I just want to understand. So here in HANA, we only use select statements. So now
They
I
only
understood.
select.
Yeah, you're
only
showing
select.
programs. So because I'm not familiar with programs, you're
Yeah.
showing select statements. I just want to understand how the loop program looks like, because
Yeah, that looping
1000
also we had. Yeah, that looping also we have to write in select only. So that looping thing will come. So suppose we have a loop here. You are writing like this. So all the case statements we have to write within select statement. See, suppose we have to write loop like this. Loop in the sense. So in ABAP programming we used to like this. Loop a type into work area case, work area of land one, when condition, when India do this, when US do this, okay, when others blah blah, guys. Then we need to write end case, we need to write end loop. But same thing we have to write in select statements in this manner. Select field one, say Kunnar, name one, land one. Then here we need to write case or when land. Case is compulsory. Here also we are writing case, but case we are writing within select statement. Case land one, when in. Okay, then do this. Then do this. Then again when US, then do this. Like this, okay? Then we are writing simply end option. End option, the remaining select statements. Remaining select statements like ORT01, PSTLZ from KNA1 or whatever. KNA1 where condition. This is how we are writing in AMD or CDS. Okay. So same thing. Here we are processing everything in loop. In ABAP, here we are processing everything in select statement. Even if you want to do calculations, in ABAP we need to write within loop we need to write. Here if you want to do any calculation, here we have to write within select statement. Okay. So, but you should be expert in HANA SQL. SQL script you should be expert in select statements. I'm talking about. You should be expert in select statements. I'm telling you. Okay. Fine, guys. So we will see continue AMDP. Now, in AMDP, as I discussed, it's a ABAP managed database procedure. It's a complete procedure, guys. It's a completely procedure that we are going to write in SQL script. That we are going to write in SQL script, guys, or select statements. Now in AMDP, actually we need to work with a local class. AMDP is a local class. In SC38, in ABAP layer, it will become a global class. Because we need to consume. If you want to consume any class in SC38, it should be global. There's no question about it. Only global classes can be consumed in ABAP layer or in SC38. So it will be converted into global class. Now, first entry question, very famous entry question. How an AMDP or how a local class is converted into AMDP? Is converted into AMDP. This is the first question they will ask you. It's a famous question in interviews. How a local class is converted into AMDP, guys. So there are some rules. There are some points that we need to understand. How a class can be converted into AMDP. So there are 4 rules are there. Let us try to understand 4 thumb rules. First rule is we need to define an interface. We need to define an interface, super interface. This interface is called super interface. interface called if very important, if AMDP marker HDB, if AMDP marker HDB, this is called super interface. So that's why only you need to understand this interface only. Remaining no need to write a program for interface. Just this interface we need to call directly. And this interface, it is called super interface. I will discuss what is the job of this interface in next classes, coming classes. Next one is all the methods should be static. Very important. We should not define instance methods. So all the methods in AMDP, you should define them as static in nature. Even you are defining instance, even you are defining them as instance method, they are converted into static, guys. So all the methods should be static. Next, parameters. Parameters should be passed by value. Should be passed by value, guys, not passed by reference. Now my question to all of you is, why pass by value? Why pass by value? Why not pass by reference? This is another entry question. First one is the interface should be if AMDP marker HDB. Without this interface, you cannot work with AMDP. Impossible. All the methods should be static in nature, not instance. All the parameters should be passed by value. Pass by value means exporting, importing, or returning. Exporting, importing, or returning, but not changing, guys. Changing tables, etc. They will not work here. My question to all of you is why? Why in AMDP we need to work with pass by value parameters only? Why exporting, importing only, guys? Anybody can guess?
Because of static method.
No, static method also you can pass changing, right? See, guys, actually we are going to write AMDP in HANA Studio. The entire AMDP I'm going to write in HANA Studio. And HANA Studio is a different system. It is a different system. It is having different address. And this AMDP class or AMDP methods, I'm going to execute this AMDP class or AMDP methods. So whatever the AMDP I'm writing, call, or simply I'm defining the class, class CL underscore AMDP. So whatever the methods I'm defining there, what are the static methods are defining? So they will be carrying some parameters. So class methods, okay, say meth, exporting, blah, blah, blah. So parameter 1, V1, V2, something. But these parameters, we need to consume in ABAP layer, guys. We need to consume in ABAP layer. No question about it. So we need to write like this. Obviously, you know already, call method, because it's a static method. It's a static method. So we need to call by using class AMDP. Okay, here method name. And here they are importing, here export, whatever it may be. They are exporting, here importing. V1 is equal to blah, blah. So here different IP address, guys. So in previous case, in global class, both definition part, implementation part, execution part, I written in SAP system itself. So all the options are maintained in SAP system, but here the concept is different. AMDP class you will create in HANA Studio, which is a different system. Consumption I will do in ABAP layer, in SAP system. So both are totally different systems. And you know that, guys, if you want to work with different systems, so will you work with pass by reference or pass by value? Tell me. When different systems you are working, guys, the parameter should be pass by value or pass by reference. Pass by value, guys. Pass by value. Why? Because both are having different addresses. In pass by value, the parameters will share different memory locations. Yes or no? In pass by value, Here V1 is having different address, different memory location. V2, suppose V1, its memory location is this, see 11011 something. V2 memory location is this one. This is V2 memory location. But when you go to this place, guys, when you go for calling part, when you will consume it, so formal parameters, they will have different memory location. Yes or no? They will have different memory location. Yes or no? They have different memory locations. So because pass by value, because the systems are different IP addresses, different addresses. So always work with pass by value only, guys, not pass by reference. Because in pass by reference, both calling, both actual and formal parameters will have same memory location. Both will share same memory locations, but pass by value, they will share different memory locations. Okay, so that's why in AMDP, the rule is the parameters should be passed by value. It won't support changing, etc. So the next rule is we need to follow SQL, guys. It doesn't support ABAP. So in AMDP, we need to write HANA SQL statements. We need to write HANA SQL or SQL script. Because AMDP won't support ABAP, guys. ABAP SQL statements, whatever you're writing, it won't support. So we need to follow HANA SQL or SQL script. So these are the 4 rules that we need to follow if you want to work with AMDP concept. So first, we need to follow marker interface. Compulsory, we need to write this interface. If AMDP marker HTTP, all the methods should be static in nature. All the parameters should be passed by value. Importing, exporting, and returning, guys. Importing, exporting only we are doing. Returning we are not working. And we need to follow HANA SQL script. AMDP is completely SQL script, nothing else. 95% SQL script only, guys. Now let us create a small AMDP to understand how it works. Then we will discuss real-time examples, and it will take almost 20 days, guys, 20 to 25 days AMDP, guys. Okay, so it's a very big concept. And real-time we are working mostly with AMDP only, guys. And there are a lot of flavors are there. We can work with AMDP baddies. We can consume modeling objects in AMDP. Lot of flavors. CDS also. We can consume CDS in AMDP. Lot of flavors will come into picture here. And we need to work with HANA Studio, guys. So whatever AMDP class, we need to create in HANA Studio. And it is consumed in ABAP layer, okay? So just you double click on your icon, SAP HANA Studio C, Eclipse tool. In demo classes, in second demo class I discussed what is HANA Studio. It is an Eclipse based tool. It is an Eclipse based tool, guys. Design based on C++. Runs on SUSE Linux platform. If you want to work with AMDP, so we need to select this perspective. We need to work with ABAP perspective. ABAP perspective is similar to SC80 transaction code. ABAP perspective is like SC80 transaction code, guys. See, select window option, perspective. Once again, whenever you double click on HANA Studio, you will come to this place, guys. This is your screen, Eclipse. It's an Eclipse or a HANA add-on. So here you need to select window option, perspective option, open perspective, other option. Once again, select window option, perspective option, open perspective, other option. So here you will find number of perspectives. This is ABAP perspective. If you want to work with AMDP, CDS, external view, database procedure proxy, we need to work with ABAP perspective. Even AMDP also, everything. AMDP baddies. And if you want to work with modeling, guys, modeling perspective. This is HANA modeler perspective. This is called native development, native HANA development. Native HANA development we are doing in SAP HANA modeler perspective. If you want to work with UI5 Fiori, we have JavaScript perspective, Java perspective. Java EE perspective will be there, guys. So that we'll discuss later. Next, if you want to do debugging, guys, if you want to do debugging, debug perspective. So like this, we have different perspectives are there, guys. But here, if you want to work with AMDP, select ABAP. First option itself, ABAP perspective. It works like SE80 transaction code. Select OK button. So automatically you'll switch to ABAP perspective. This is your ABAP perspective, guys. Project Explorer, you'll find different projects. And here we need to see, guys, if you expand it, see, if you expand it, it will ask you again password. So if you click here, you provide the password. Select OK button. So automatically it will show some folders, guys, again, some options like local objects, expand local objects. And this is your username, okay, new ABAP 43, again expand it. Expand this one, expand local objects, expand your user, you'll find many options. Core data services, CDS, guys. If you want to create CDS views, we need to work with this folder. If you want to work with dictionary views, guys, okay, normal dictionary, and this is AMDP. This folder is all about AMDP. Here you can work with AMDP class. AMDP is a class, guys. It's a simply a class, nothing else. But you need to follow some rules. A normal class, if you want to convert into AMDP, we have some rules that I discussed now itself. So then only it will become AMDP. So let us create. So you can right click here also. Right click on your username. Select new option, select ABAP class. Even you can work like this. Even you can right click on this folder. Right click on this folder, source code library. Select new option, select ABAP class. You can work in any way, guys. Select ABAP class. So you'll find a pop-up. You will find a pop-up. In companies, here we need to provide a package. Like same, like in companies we are doing it, like we are writing ZABAP something. So the transport request number. System should generate a transport request number, okay? But I'm not doing it. We'll discuss separately, guys. HANA transport management, it's a separate concept. System landscape we'll discuss later. How to transport the objects in HANA in projects we'll see later. And here we need to provide the class name. So always starts with CL. We need to follow strictly programming standards. Strictly follow the standards. Start with ZCL. Underscore. Order underscore report. Something, guys, something you provide it, okay? Start with Y or Z. Description, order report, something. Next, select next button. I'm not going for any inheritance, no superclass, anything. Select next button. Select finish button. See, bottom at buttons are this. Is select finish button. Now this is a local class. It's an ordinary class. So whatever the by default class is created, it's a normal class. It's an ordinary class. It's not AMDP, guys. It's not AMDP class. See, guys. See, guys. See, this is ordinary class. Whatever I discussed, basics. Up to now, whatever I basics I discussed, here you can find. See, all the sections are automatically there. See, class definition section, class implementation section. Class is closed with end class. So within that, we need to write the code now. We need to write the code. So public section. Place the cursor under public section. You can define a structure, see, types. But before that, we need to follow our point. Remember always. First point is we need to define a marker interface. First, we need to define a marker interface if AMDP marker HTTP. That is compulsory. So write interfaces. This is a syntax. In yesterday's class, I told you how to define your interface. Interfaces, interface name. If AMDP marker HTTP. It's a super interface, guys. This is a super interface. If AMDP marker HTTP, compulsory. It's mandatory interface. Without this, you cannot execute your AMDP program. You will find error message there itself. types, nothing but structure name. So define a structure. Same ABAP guys, everything is ABAP. Because it's a ABAP managed database procedure. The name itself indicates AMDP, ABAP managed, ABAP managed. So most of the code will be similar to AMDP, ABAP only guys. So you can define some variables, say Weblin, type Weblin, same guys, ARDAT, ERDAT, network. So sales order number, sales order date, sales order value, customer number, Kunnar. Begin of is close, end of. I'm not writing a big program, just simple program. We'll see later guys, real-time programs, big programs also we'll see, no problem. So this is a simple structure. So never use data keyword. Here data keyword we won't support. In AMDP you cannot write data keyword. Never write data guys, okay? Now we need to define a table type. This is a structure, define table type. Types T underscore VBAK, type table of T underscore VBAK. So this is a table type. Table type, structure works like work area. Table type works like internal table. So this is a table type. Now we need to define static method. Second rule guys, second rule. First rule you are following, done. We define a marker interface. Now next point, all methods should be static in nature. All methods should be static in nature. So define your method. You know guys, in basic object-oriented programming, I told you how to define a static method. See, class methods, method name. So this is the second rule that I am following. Second rule, define static method. Third rule guys, what is the third rule? All the parameters should be passed by value. All the parameters should be passed by value. Okay. So here importing guys. Here exporting first. I'm sorry, importing. Value passed by value. IM underscore Kunnar. Type Kunnar. Follow the syntaxes very strictly guys. Passed by value means importing or exporting or returning. What type of parameter? Okay. This is importing parameter. Next, exporting value, your internal table guys, IT underscore VBAK. Type T underscore VBAK. So I'm creating one internal table. Here I'm creating one internal table guys, based on your table type. I'm creating one internal table IT underscore VBAK based on table type, means this one, T underscore VBAK. Now this is an ordinary parameter, this is exporting internal table. So this value I will import from SE38. From SE38, this value I will import and this value I will export. Export means back to SE38. I will provide the data in this internal table. But here I am getting some error guys. In AMDP, errors are very prominent. Very prominent guys, sensitive. It is saying implementation missing guys. Implementation missing. So we need to write implementation compulsory. See, implementation is mandatory. See, so implementation mandatory guys. If you not write implementation, it's an error message. In normal global class, in normal ABAP, if you're not writing implementation, it's not a problem. Just you write class and class, that is enough. But here compulsory, because this entire code will be executed in database. It is entirely the code is executed in HANA database. So every code, each and every code we have to write compulsory guys. We should not leave anything guys. So write the method. Method name. Now this is an ordinary method. This is an ordinary method guys. But this entire method should be executed in database layer. This entire method should be executed in database layer. So we need to write like this. See carefully. Class name. So let me write the method syntax first. Method name by database procedure. Listen carefully everybody. Pay attention. Method name by database procedure. which database. So this entire select statement, this entire method, we are executing where, guys? For HANA database, for database name, for database name, for database name. Options. So which language you are following here? That is also important. Language. Which language? SQL script. So here we need to provide language name. Which language you are using? Then options. Options. So whether you want to read data, whether you want to write data. Read only, write only. Two options will come into picture. Read only or write only. So mostly 99% we are doing read only because we are not modifying data. Then options. Using, guys, using. Source 1. Table names. Table 1. Table 2. Etc. guys. So this is how we need to write. Then close with end method. Close with end method. So this is the entire syntax for writing method in AMDP. Only this method we need to write in AMDP, guys. Method name, by database procedure, because it's a completely procedure. So this procedure I'm going to execute in which database? Database name. So here database is HANA database. So HDB. Which language you are using? SQL script. Here I'm using SQL script to execute. Options, read only or write only. Whether you want to read data or you want to write data. Read data only, guys. I want to read data. I want to extract data. I want to pull data. I want to retrieve data. Read only. Which tables you are using? Table name. Say here I am using VBAK table. So write the table name. And unnecessary tables also you don't write, guys. Unnecessary tables you are writing KNM, no use. Don't write unnecessary tables. Only VBAK. So let us write this syntax there. So method name by database procedure. See, procedure for automatically system code completion, guys. This is code completion. See, database procedure for HANA database language. Which language are you using? SQL script. SQL script. Options, read only. Code completion, you no need to write. Options, read only. Which tables? Using VBAK table. Now, this is the whole syntax. So for precautionary measures, close your end method first only, guys. Close your end method. It's a precaution always. If you're not closing, you'll get many errors, guys. Okay. See the error. See, guys, this red color error. It is showing the code method should not be incomplete. Body should not be incomplete, guys. See this error. See, guys, the source code of this class is incomplete. So still we didn't completed that code. Compulsory we need to write select statement. In object-oriented ABAP, in object-oriented programming, even if you're not writing this code, guys, if you're not writing implementation part, and a code you're not writing, it's not a problem. It's not at all a problem, guys, but here it is a problem, okay? So we need to write implementation part compulsory, guys. Implementation compulsory, body compulsory. So let us write body. So tell me, guys, what is my final internal table? In this program, what is my final internal table? In this class, what is my final internal table?
IT VBAK.
IT underscore VBAK. So that we need to write here. See carefully. SQL script. This is the fourth thing I am doing it. See. Already I am following the rules. Here I define a marker interface. Second rule is all methods should be static. That also I followed. Pass by value. That also done. Last option. I need to use SQL script. Okay. HANA SQL. That I am doing it now. See. Select. And follow the rules, guys. In what order you declare the fields? In what order you declare the fields in that internal table? In the same manner, we need to extract also. Weblin, comma. It's not ABAP, guys. So comma compulsory. Erdat, comma. Network, comma. Fourth field is Kunnar. Suppose you are not writing Kunnar, it's an error, guys. It's an error. Let me show you. So directly you're writing from condition, from VBAK, where Kunnar is equal to same, like it looks like ABAP only. Kunnar is equal to IM Kunnar, semicolon. So every SQL script statement, every HANA SQL script statement, you should end with semicolon, guys, compulsory. In ABAP, we need to write full stop. Here we need to write semicolon. And commas are mandatory. In ABAP, we are not writing, in ABAP programming, we are not writing commas. But it's in SQL. It is completely SQL, guys, so we need to write commas in between. From table name, that is common, where condition is common. And this is identifier. Because currently, my customer number is here, guys. In this value, I'm having customer number, IM Kunnar, importing Kunnar. So we need to write this one, see. This identifier is compulsory. And every HANA SQL statement, we need to close with semicolon. It's compulsory. But still we are getting error. Anybody can tell me what is this error? What is this error? Very big error this side. Return type mismatch. Very big error. See the error. Return type mismatch error. Anybody can tell me what is this error?
Schema, actually.
Kunnar we are not writing. See, that's why I told you. See, Kunnar we are not writing. So we written. Three options are written, but Kunnar I am not writing. In ABAP, tell me in ABAP it is an error or it's not an error? Suppose you written four fields in structure, but here you are writing in select statement 3 fields only. In ABAP it's an error or it's not an error?
It's not an error.
It's not an error. It's not an error. Not at all an error, guys. But it's an error here. In AMDP, you need to write compulsory Kunnar also. It's compulsory, mandatory. Now error gone, guys. See that red color error gone. See, no errors now. Everything is successful. See. And one more thing. In ABAP programming, in top we are writing tables work area. Generally we used to write tables work area, but we should not write actually. We are writing like this. Tables VBAK KNA1. Suppose in ABAP programming, I am using VBAK. I am writing VBAK, but I'm not using KNA1 this one. This table I'm not using in my program. Is this error or it's not an error in ABAP? Suppose in ABAP, I'm writing tables work area VBAK and KNA1. Only I'm applying select statement only on VBAK only, blah, blah, blah. But KNA1 I'm not using at all. It's not an error, guys. It's not an error. But don't use it, okay? Unnecessary, but don't use it. But still, it's not an error in ABAP. It's an error here. Suppose I'm writing additionally KNA1C. Additionally, I'm writing KNA1 table, but I'm not using here. In the body, I'm not using it. So it's an error, guys. It is saying KNA1 is unnecessary. See, the user declaration. This is an error. The user declaration, KNA1 is not required. See the error. The user declaration for the object KNA1 is not needed. The user declaration KNA1 is not needed. So it's not required actually because you are not using it. So because this entire code is going to be executed. This entire code is going to be executed in HANA database, guys. So that's why it's very sensitive. The code is very, very sensitive. Even a small issue also, small error also, unnecessary statement you are declaring. You are not writing fields. One field also you are not writing, which you declared on the top. And here internal table you declared, but you are not using it. Here you are not using it. It's an error message, guys. So I will tell you tomorrow's class. I will discuss all the errors. What are the major errors that we are facing in companies and how to rectify them. Okay. And now it is done, guys. Everything successful, completed, and we can activate it. See, on the top, like ABAP, we are activating a program. Here we can activate. See, candle icon. See, top. See, guys, candle icon. Now it is activating. So once you activate this class, now this is a local here, it will become a global, guys. See, this class we need to consume in ABAP layer. This class we need to consume in ABAP layer. That I will discuss tomorrow, guys, how to consume. Just I will show you that class here. Now once you activate that class in HANA Studio, in ABAP perspective, you will find that class automatically here in ABAP layer. But the system should be HANA system, guys. The database should be HANA database. Backend should be HANA. Here if you select system status, see guys, here database system should be HANA database, not MS SQL, not Oracle. HANA database. See, database system should be HANA. And you go to SC24, you will find your class here. See, ZCL underscore, I will copy that class here. See, ZCL order report. Okay, see. And you cannot make any changes. You cannot make any changes here. Remember always. If you want to make any changes, you have to make in HANA Studio. Here changes are not possible. See the error. You cannot make any changes. See the code. And this code we have to consume, guys. Okay, in SC38. That we will see tomorrow, guys. How to consume, we will see tomorrow.
Sir, here actually we didn't mention any schema name here, but there we are.
No, it's not. Schema name is not required because there it is. That is modeling perspective. In modeling, schema is compulsory. Here it's not required. Okay, it's HANA SQL scripting we are writing, not required. AMD ABAP. Okay. Because ABAP is directly connected with this one SAP system. It is directly connected with SAP. ABAP perspective means what? Direct connection with SAP. So schema is not required.
So in a static method, how we are using IT underscore VBAC? Is it making it static?
No, this is static. This is syntaxes of ABAP. Okay, IMDP syntaxes. Okay, that I will tell you tomorrow. Actually, this is just written a program. I'll explain you this entire syntaxes tomorrow's class. How to write everything. How it is class. How class methods are integrated with this internal table. Tomorrow's class will discuss. Okay. Any other questions? Fine, guys, we'll wrap up. Actually, I have a UFI class. Okay, so it is 10 minutes already late. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow we'll meet. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, don't miss, guys. We'll see tomorrow this one. Thank you, guys. Please stay back, guys. Who are attending UFI class, just 1 minute. I will come back.